I'm on a wildlife mission today, but it's not your standard Scottish wildlife that I'm after. The species of animal, the creature that I'm looking for today is an alien to these parts. Not only is it an alien, but it's very scary and genuinely very dangerous. Yeah, the animal that I'm looking for today is very small, but highly venomous. Venomous. Yeah, the animal that I'm looking for is in fact a spider. Now when we think of spiders in Scotland, yes, they can be scary to look at, but they're generally harmless. But now there is a species of spider, and it's known as the false widow. False widow. It's closely related to the black widow, the legendary, extremely venomous black widow spider. Well, the false widow is venomous too. Now, it's not quite as venomous and lethal even as the black widow, but it does give a bite which can be extremely painful and sometimes poisonous to some people. Yeah, as I said to you earlier, this spider is not native to Scotland. In fact, it's not even native to the UK. But over the last few years, or decades even, it's been moving its way north through the British Isles and causing a bit of stir wherever it goes. And I'd never really heard of it in this area until last week when I was at this spooky haunted castle and somebody told me to beware because there were false widow spiders in the basement. So yeah, here I am, back at Elibank Tower in the Scottish borders near Peebles, and this week I've mentally prepared myself to enter the basement, the dungeon, the lower vaults. Yeah, I was very apprehensive about going in here last week when I was up looking at this tower because it's very dark, it's very wet, there's tons of fallen masonry in there. It's almost certainly haunted. And now I know that there are venomous spiders crawling about in there too. Apart from that, it looks fine. So I think I'll just get myself in there and see if I can't find any of these spiders. Do false widow spiders hide? It's not a comfortable place to be, I can tell you that. Where do false widow spiders hide? What's up? I'm sure there'll be any nooks and crannies. Only one. Yes, I've got one. I'm excited now because I think I've got one. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's one in here. Let me show you. Can you see him? fuck. Oh my god, there's a few in there. I've came out of that dungeon just for a minute just to give myself a little breather, because they're there. They are actually there, the spiders, the false widow spiders. Now, it wasn't that I didn't believe that they were going to be there, but I just kind of something made me think I wasn't going to find them, but they're definitely there, and there's more than one. There's a lot of them. Now, how I really want to get a really good picture of one, so I'm going to go back in and maybe get a close up and let you see what these guys are like. I really don't want them getting on my hands or that, because they're aggressive in the bite, and I don't want to end up in hospital, you know. Okay, let's do it. Let's get a really good picture of these spiders. Okay, so you come in the tunnel here, and they are nestled on this opening here. Yeah, you see them? So let's try and zoom in a bit. Yeah. Can you see it? It's not a very clear picture. I mean, really, my plan today was to get a couple of these guys in a jar and get some good photographs of them outside. But I ain't doing that, I can tell you. I think this light should be bright enough on its own. You see the eggs? I think they're eggs hanging at the back. And then the spiders are in there. Oh, I am getting a bit freaked in there, like they're something dropped on my head, and I think it was just a drop of water for the extremely damp ceiling. But it's freaking me out because there's big black ones at the back and there's brown ones at the front, which is what I was looking for, the brown ones. But then there are these balls hanging from the ceiling as well. I don't know if they're egg sacs or something. Let's go back. Yeah, the false widow is actually a native of the Canary Islands in Madeira, and it spread into southern England about 100 years ago, and then very, very slowly ever since it's been marching northward. Some scientists believe that the spider has actually got genetic mutations which enable it to survive in the cold and harsher climates up here in Scotland. Yeah, there's a kind of general consensus that the false widow spider is harmless. Yes, the bite is painful, almost akin to a wasp sting, but generally it's thought to be harmless. But there is new evidence which suggests that the spider's bite carries a toxic bacteria which is resistant to antibiotics and can really, really be quite harmful. So yeah, don't want to scare anybody, but for God's sake, be careful out there. This year's been bad enough. I don't want any more tragedies. That's quite exciting, but quite frightening at the same time. False widow spiders in the Scottish borders. Now, it really wasn't, I had plans today. I had a wee jar with me. I was going to get one in a jar and get a photograph of it and put it back, obviously, just to get a closer look at it. But it's so frightening in there. They are actually very frightening spiders. They look quite powerful, they're quite sturdy, well built. They're not the spindly ones you usually get around the Scottish borders, and they're in that really, really dark, unwelcoming place, which I don't really feel very comfortable in, to be honest. But be careful. Check the corners of your house. Check under your toilet seat, because you never know, they're here. I really think it's quite exciting, to be honest, whether from a scary adrenaline rush point of view or from a real, scientific evolutionary point of view, or from a spiritual and wondering at nature point of view that these fantastic, wonderful creatures have graced us with their presence here in the Scottish borders. Next week we investigate swarms of killer sheep that have invaded the Scottish borders.